ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਟੋਡੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪੰਜਵਾਂ। ਹਰ ਬਿਸਰਤ ਸਦਾ ਖੁਆਰੀ, ਤਾਕੋ ਤੋਖਾ ਕਹਾ ਬਿਆਪੈ, ਜਾਕੋ ਓਟ ਤੁਹਾਰੀ। ਹਰ ਬਿਸਰਤ ਸਦਾ ਖੁਆਰੀ, ਤਾਕੋ ਤੋਖਾ ਕਹਾਂ ਬਿਆਪੈ, ਜਾਕੋ ਓਟ ਤੁਹਾਰੀ। ਰਹਾਉ ਬਿਨ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਜੋ ਜੀਵਨ ਬਲਨਾ, ਸਰਪ ਜੈਸੇ ਅਰ ਜਾਰੀ। ਨਵ ਖੰਡਨ ਕੋ ਰਾਜ ਕਮਾਵੈ, ਅੰਤ ਚਲੈ ਗੋਹਾਰੀ। ਗੁਣ ਨਿਧਾਨ ਗੁਣ ਤਿਨਹੀ ਗਾਏ, ਜਾ ਕਉ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਤਾਰੀ। ਸੋ ਸੁਖੀਆ ਤਨ ਉਸ ਜਨਮਾ, ਨਾਨਕ ਤਿਸ ਬਲਿਹਾਰੀ। ਗੁਣ ਨਿਧਾਨ ਗੁਣ ਤਿਨਹੀ ਗਾਏ, ਜਾ ਕਉ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਤਾਰੀ। ਸੋ ਸੁਖੀਆ ਤਨ ਉਸ ਜਨਮਾ, ਨਾਨਕ ਤਿਸ ਬਲਿਹਾਰੀ। Sangat ji, thank you for attending this week's beautiful Sangat of the Divine Light Discourse and Meditation session. And Bandeep Singh just led us in beautiful simmering the Vaheguru Mantra, the Guru Mantra. We call these sessions our weekly discourse, but the main benefit, Sangat ji, that we get from these is from the meditation that we do, not from the words that we're speaking. But it's that collective meditation that we're all doing here. And that's when that magic happens, Sangat ji. All the messages that we were given in these discourses, all our scriptures, everything is talking about our practice to meditate. And the magic happens, Sangat ji, when whatever messages we give out in these discourses, whatever guidance we're given by the scriptures, we start to put that in our life. And we start to take those positive steps towards the divine. This is the greatest effect and energy of the meditation that we take with us. And when we come into a Sangat like this, and when we meditate together, there's such an immense power just to come into the company of the holy. Those that are meditating together, it creates such a vibration. And that vibration is multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. So we're not getting the benefit of just one person meditating, but countless people. And when meditating like this in a Sangat, we will find those like-minded individuals, those that will inspire us, those who have a heightened level of consciousness. And in their consciousness, we'll feel an even greater intensity of the Shabad vibration within us. Meditation or Simran brings this mind into the present. This meditation makes our mind receptive to take on new ideas, to be inspired. This meditation and Simran allows us to filter through all our tensions, all our anxieties, all our pains, all our troubles, Sangat ji. And for a few minutes today, we've focused together on this meditation. We've made this the focus of our present. The Gurbani has told us that though that time spent when we're not focusing on the divine are just breaths that are wasted. We measure life in years, but actually it's measured in breaths. And each moment and each breath that we take that's not centered on the divine will simply fall away. Doesn't matter how long we've lived in this life, as the Shabad that we recited in the beginning. Bin Simran jo jeevan balana sarpa jaise ar jari. Doesn't matter how long we live. Any moment that's wasted from our divine purpose is a complete waste of energy. It's a wasted opportunity. But we've today saved our moment by meditating on the divine. If we spend our time focusing on our relationships, on our frustrations, on our wealth, all of these are going to leave us one day. But the precious moments that we're spending in this Sadh Sangat, It's helping us travel on our inner journey. It's supporting us now and will support us in the future. And this is why Sangat, meditation and Simran is a practice we have to do every day. And the purpose of this Sangat is to inspire us to just do that. And when we come into the Sangat, the true benefit of coming into a Sangat is if it leads you to that place of self-inquiry. When you start looking within yourself, when you start asking those questions of yourself about who am I, what am I, where have I come from, what is it that I need to do, where am I going? It's this benefit that you get from the Sangat when you try to look through the answers of the universe within yourself, when you focus your mind on this meditation on the divine. But most importantly, Sangat, when you find that pause in your life, that bisram, that saj, that rahau, for you to focus on your meditation, to focus on your Simran. The Guru has said we must do this every day. And when we do this every day, what we will notice, just quite simply, our tensions will go, our frustrations will go, our anxieties will go, our traumas will go. They start to automatically reduce. As the Gurbani has told us, Bande khoj dil har roj na phire paresani mahe. Search within your own heart, the divine is saying, every day. Do not wander around in confusion. So repeat this meditation, this self-inquiry daily, and no longer will we walk around in those anxieties and those frustrations. And this is where the test is, Sangat. When you're meditating, when we're doing anything in life, we always want to track our progress. We want to see how much we've achieved and where we've gone. How far is the finish line? And the way we can track our progress in our spiritual lives is when we start automatically noticing that we're becoming less reactive to things. We're letting go of frustrations. It's becoming easier to let go of those frustrations. We become less bothered by the way people treat us. We start to feel great respect and reverence to the holy, but we also feel such compassion to those people who are just not on this path, who are lost. When the demands of this mind, when the demands of this body and the needs of this body start to reduce, Sangat, know that that's actually us excelling on this path. These are all signs that we're going deeper within ourselves. This shows that we're starting to live in the present, that we're not being affected by our emotions anymore. We're not being led by our past traumas. So when we talk about meditation, we talk about Simran, it takes a number of forms. Simran itself refers to remembering the divine. We could talk about the divine, we could think about the divine, we could write about the divine. Involving them in each and every day activity is an example of Simran. Har par, har lik, har gao, har jap, har gao, har paujal par utari. Reading, writing, whether we're sitting, whether we're eating, whether we're sleeping, always being conscious of the divine, always being in their reverence, always being in their presence is Simran, to remember them. But then it takes another form. We have Har Bhajan or Kirtan, Har Kirtan. This is the singing, the devotional singing that we do of the divine. And this is what we do in the Sangat, chanting their praises, singing their Kirtan, listening to their Kirtan. This is known as Bhajan or Har Kirtan. And then thirdly, we have Har Jap. This is the real homework, Sangat. This is when we go into our lives and we retreat within ourselves and do that mantra meditation practice, keeping a mantra as your focus, even lines from the scriptures or the Gurbani as your focus. This is when we're meditating, repeating the name of the divine. We meditate out loud firstly. Then eventually that meditation becomes automatic, becomes quite quiet and without prompt. Har Simran, Har Bhajan, Har Jap. So remembering the divine, then singing about them, and then chanting their name. These are all examples of Simran, of meditation. Each one of these will complement each other and will deepen our meditation experience. Each one is equally important. And as we focus on the Shabad, as we focus on our mantra, and as we focus on that Gurbani, on those scriptures, that divine vibration will start to be felt within us. And then we start feeling the grace of the divine. And when that divine opens, when that door opens, that's when we're blessed with something called Naam Sangat Ji. So throughout Guru Granth Sahib Ji, throughout the scriptures, there's this message or reverence, a pointer to the word Naam. Naam literally means the name of the divine. But when it says here in Gurbani that you'll obtain Naam, this is the full experience, the full essence of Vaheguru, the divine. This is full unification with the divine. This is complete merger with the divine. So at first we're chanting the name of the divine, we're chanting the mantra, we're focusing on the Shabad, and from the Shabad we get to the door, and that's the experience that we get from the divine called Naam. All this meditation we do, all this chanting we do, all this singing that we do is to establish that one connection to find Naam, to obtain Naam. Back in the day, those that will remember, we used to turn our cars and the engine will rev and rev and rev and rev and rev before that car would start. And Babaji would explain Simran in this way, Baba Jaswant Singh Ji. They would say, you're revving the engine, you're revving the engine, you're revving the engine, just for that one connection. In the same way, this Simran, this remembrance, this singing, everything that we do in the name of the divine is turning that key of that engine so we can just get that one connection. Ik chit ik chit ayo. Kalafas ke beech na ayo, as Guru Gobind Singh says, just that one connection. Our repeated meditations are not a useless act, Sangat Ji. Some people say, what's the point of reciting Ram, Ram, Allah, Allah, Vaheguru, Vaheguru? What's the point of repeating this again and again? It's true that it's not something we should do mechanically. But this Simran, this meditation requires effort and concentration. And when we meditate in this way, when we're repeating the name of the divine, immense emotions, immense passions start to develop. Repeating the name of the divine continuously doesn't just control our thoughts, doesn't just control our mind. It allows us to open the doors of love. We start to develop such an emotional connection with the divine attributes, with the divine, with Vaheguru, with the divine themselves. And those thoughts start to focus on the divine. Through chanting the name of the divine, there's so much peace that's obtained. So much sustenance is obtained. So much security is obtained. As the Gurbani says, Janki Poog Tera Naam Ahar. Your name, the divine is saying, Guruji is saying, is my food. It satisfies the hunger of your servants. Just by repeating the name of the divine, it creates so much joy and satisfaction, just by repeating the name. And when we start to taste the divine, with firstly our senses, and then our internal senses, we will start to experience such immense bliss. Just by reciting, just by hearing their name. Just like someone who's addicted to drugs, Sangat Ji. He simply won't be able to live without this name, simply without living without the presence of the divine. Such is the intoxicated state of someone who's in love with the divine. To love the divine doesn't mean just to remember them. It means to completely be obsessed with every single aspect of them. When loving someone, you think about their character, their humor, the way they speak, their habits, the way they look. Every aspect of their personality just fascinates you. And when in love with the divine, Sangat Ji, you think they're very much the same thing. The multiple qualities of the divine come to mind. Their love, their warmth, their compassion. How they keep growing, how they just care for absolutely everyone. How they are beyond all judgments, how they never fear. How they were without any enemies. How they are their creator. They're the ones who are the destroyer. How despite being one, they're in absolutely everything. How they do not belong to just one faith. How they're beyond faiths. How they're beyond traditions. How they're beyond color. And simply calling their name just gives us such bliss. How their love is deeper and deeper and deeper every single time we remember them. And how this love is deeper than anything that we've ever experienced. If we focus on any single message from any of our scriptures, look within yourselves, tell me, do you not get these messages coming from the scriptures, from your divine prophets? from someone who's in love with the divine. Because the divine is not a static state. Every time you worship the divine name, every time you're focusing on the mantra, each time that experience is creating itself again, you're tasting a new taste. You're smelling a new fragrance each and every moment. And that fragrance, that taste is there for us to enjoy, to revel in. Through our repeated meditation, Sangatji, we then become a carbon copy of the divine. The names, the Shabad mantras that we recite, no name will ever do justice to the name of the divine. All of that we chant are their attributes, what the divine is like, and by focusing on those attributes, we become them, we merge with them. This happens naturally, Sangatji. But I often think, what does this actually look like? What does it mean to be like that? What does it mean to merge with the divine? What are you like when this happens? And the Gurbani explains this. Guru Arjan Dev Ji, the 5th Guru, has told us, Asa Mahalla Panjava, Na o marta na hum dariya, Na o bin se na hum khadiya. Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, the divine doesn't die. So if they don't die, I don't fear. And if they don't perish, then why should I be upset? Why should I mourn or grieve over anybody or anything? Then they say, Na o nirtan na maham pukhe, Na os duk na hamko dukhe. The divine is not poor, so I know I'm not going to go hungry. The divine is not in any pain at all, so what have I got to suffer? I have no suffering. Avrana ko maranwara, Jio hamara jio der nahara rahao. The divine is the one who destroys. He is the very support of my life, the one who gives me life each and every second. Na os bandhan na hum bhade, na os tanda na hum tadhe. The divine is not tied to anything. They're not locked by anything. They're not imprisoned. And in the same way, I'm not imprisoned by my attachments, by my ego, by my entanglements. The divine has no occupation, they're carefree, and because of that, I'm not locked and tied. I'm not bound by anything. Na us mail na humko mela, us anand ta hum sadkela. The divine has no impurities. So in the same way, by merging with them, I've also found this perfection. He is in total bliss and ecstasy, and because of that, I am always happy. Na us soj na humko socha, na us lep na humko pocha. The divine doesn't have any anxiety, so why do I need to have any cares? Because I know the divine is the one who's doing everything, I have nothing to worry about. He has no stains. There's no black marks on the divine, so I have no corruption in myself. Na us pook na humko trishna, na us nirmalata hum jachna. The divine has no hunger for anything. They have no desire for anything. And for that reason, I have no thirst or desire for anything now. And because of that, they are completely pure. And I am reflecting of them, whatever they are. I'm reflecting that same reflection. It's become a mirror image. Ham kich nahi ek ohi, aage pache eko soi. I'm nothing, but you are everything. Before and after, only you, only you, only you. Nanak gur khoe param panga. Hum oye mil hoye ik ranga. Guru Nanak says the Guru has taken all of my doubts and mistakes away. Now he and I have joined together and we're in the same color. So Sangaji, focusing on the divine's name in this way, we cease to exist. We simply disappear in them, we merge within them, we become them. And by living those virtues, there's no greater vision of emerging than actually living these virtues or becoming them through that act. We can live like this if we put our thoughts and practice into these qualities. When the divine is near, what do we fear? When the divine is our lover, what other lover do we need? And when we are touched by this name of the divine, the spiritualists have told us this, that when you're touched by the name of the divine, when that experience starts to be felt, it starts to trickle down through your senses, Sangat Ji. Amrit piya Satguru diya, avar na jana dua diya. That sense of duality will start to disappear. No longer will you see any separation between us and anybody else, nor will you see differences between anyone else. So that Amrit starts to flowing down, it'll affect your senses, your eyes, your ears, your mouth. Everything that you see is just an image of the divine. But nowadays, if we look around us or we look at ourselves, how much do we argue in the name of the divine? How much do we argue on the mantras that we should recite? That trickling down hasn't happened yet if we're spending our time doing this. And we're wasting our time in these arguments that could be spent in loving the divine. The divine is beyond all faiths. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Master, said, Namastonga Majbe. They have no mazhab, they have no faith. Adesang Adese Namastanga Pese. Bowing to them, Guru Gobind Singh Ji saying, you do not belong to one place, you do not belong to one country, you are beyond all forms, all races. But we create these divisions in our belief, in our faith. We've tried to cut the divine into many pieces, Sangat Ji. Today the Sikh is not happy listening to mantras of others, even though the Guru Granth Sahib Ji is overflowing with continuous meditation. But not just them, the Hindus argue amongst themselves over the correct form of worship. If you go to the holy city of Mathura, where Krishna was born, they won't recognize the name of Ram. Travel to Ayodhya, where Ram was born, and they won't recognize Krishna. Forget about any of them accepting the name of Allah or Rahim. Travel to Mecca, and if you don't conform with their belief, you won't be allowed into the holy city. Others, whose faith may differ slightly, are denied entry because they do not conform to the ideals of the majority. And if we explore the Gurbani, if we realize that Shabad Mantra within us, we realize that it doesn't matter what faith or tradition we belong to, but by chanting, by remembering the divine, by experiencing the love of the divine within us, we'll find that same vibration of the one. We'll feel that one same essence within us. Our Shabads might be different, but the vibration's the same. And through that chanting that name of the divine, we come to that ultimate destination of oneness. All these names of the divine will all lead to that one love of the divine. And this is Naam. This is where we experience every single aspect of the divine, Sangat Ji. Chant God, chant Allah, Allah, chant Vaheguru, Vaheguru. The divine light will start to shine within you so brightly. It's why the Guru has said, Tere naam aneka roop ananta, kahan na jaye tere gun kete. You have countless names, you have countless forms, your forms are endless. No one can tell how the end of your virtues, your extent, no one can ever find. We can split wealth, we can split property, we can split children, we're splitting our pets these days. But let us not try and split the divine, Sangat Ji. Meditation, devotion is a path that requires love. Let's not try and split that love. And when we're focusing on our Shabad Mantra, when we're focusing on our meditation practice, it will take effort. It will take conscious effort. And it's something that we need to be really patient with. And just like anything, Sangat Ji, when we're creating a new habit, it often takes time to see those results. But the results we will definitely see. No effort we put in meditation ever goes wasted, Sangat. Each time we meditate, each time we serve, we're building that stamina, we're building that endurance to stay and remain in the present, to hold our focus. And we know that those that love the divine, who truly love the divine, will never run out of that patience. Baba Jaswant Singh Ji would say, keep as much hope and patience as there are countless leaves on a tree. What does that mean in practice? What does this patience mean? I like this Sufi quote that I'll share. The Sufis say, patience means to look at the thorn and see the rose. It means to look at the night and see the dawn. Impatience means to be short-sighted, as to not be able to see the outcome. But the lovers of the divine never run out of patience, for they know that time is needed for the crescent moon to become full again. And in the same way, Sangaji, patience is required when we meditate, when we're doing any service, when we're doing any seva. It's true that some of us might experience immediate results, but not everybody's going to experience immediate results. Some will, but some will experience results over time. This is a path we have to travel one step at a time. Traveling too fast, we will not enjoy the taste of it. And it really depends on our levels of past experiences, our perceptions, the meditations, the different entanglements, the emotions that we have had to travel through. But it's a path that also requires effort and faith, and the effort and faith that we're putting in and we hold now. So if we look at it, Sangaji, if we experience this, many times the mantra of meditation's happening, we're reciting, we're reading the scriptures, but the faith might not be there. So we're putting a lot of effort in, we're reciting, the mala's turning, the faith is not there. But at other times, we have immense faith, but the effort's not there. But where there's no faith, there's no focus, Sangaji. That energy will be lost. And at the same time, where that effort is also lost, we're not taking any practical steps to improve our life, to improve the quality of our life as well. What's required, Sangaji, is an effort in both our meditation and our service, and even just a little curiosity, even a little bit of faith. As Jesus would say, faith of a mustard seed will move mountains. Just take one step to the Guru, take one step to the divine, and the divine will take thousands towards you. That's just one step of faith. That's a mustard seed of faith, Sangaji. Sangaji, this life is precious. We seek happiness and peace of mind. But this happiness and peace of mind is only going to come through our devotion. We all lead busy lives. But when you're driving, you can recite the mantra. When you're cooking, you can recite the mantra. When you're looking after your children, you can recite the mantra. When on a bus, when on a train, when walking, when sitting with family, when eating, sitting, sleeping, anything, any moment you can get can be a divine moment for you. We often say we don't have time. But when we're sitting on a train, what are we doing? When we're sitting on our sofas, when we're traveling, when we're walking from one place to the other, what are we doing? We've got all that time to remember the divine. And automatically, when that becomes a natural part of our day, then we'll start finding more concentrated time to sit in meditation. Don't get stuck in methods or techniques to meditate. We can spend a lot of time worrying about methods or techniques. These are all distractions. Call to the divine, sing to the divine, repeat their name. We've given many examples in this discourse just now, by writing, by reading, by eating, by sleeping. Every single moment can become a divine moment. This is a path of love, not techniques. It's not about methods. Only love will get there, only love. Nowhere in the Gurbani has it said only by doing swaskaras, only by focusing on your breath in a certain way, only by doing certain austerities, only by doing certain pilgrimages where you find the divine. No, it's all about love. The methods and techniques are there to support that love, nothing more. As Bhagat Kabir ji has said, Kabir ek adi hu to aad bhagtan seti goste jo kino so labh. Whether it's for an hour, half an hour, or even half of that, all that you'll find after that is just profit and profit and profit. So whether we sit for even just 2 or 3 minutes, Sangaji, if that's the time that we have, then that's a beautiful moment that we're sitting in the divine's presence. And those that already meditate, already have a practice, increase that time by 2 to 3 minutes. Don't stop cycling when your destination's so near. And then start to examine the differences in your own life, Sangaji. How you treat yourself, how other people seem to treat you, how your outlook changes, how your frustrations are changing, how things that used to trigger you are no longer triggering you anymore. As those people that used to get under your skin, you're just not letting them get under your skin anymore. And this is how you know you're taking those divine steps. And this is how you know that your meditation is supporting you. Tera naam khundakara, that name becomes an anchor for you, a support for you. And in this Sangaji, we'll build a beautiful experience. And this is what it means to be truly living within the mantra. And with these words, Sangaji, thank you so much for your time. I beg your forgiveness. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.